Hey, Nick here back with the fourth behind the scenes video for my upcoming animation, The Road Trip. I'm glad you could join us. Today we're going to be making people. We'll talk a bit about what it takes to make a good model for rigging and some of the design decisions that I'm making to try and make this model actually fit in with the world that I'm creating. Whether or not those are the right decisions, we're yet to find out. I opened up Krita and found the design that I made a couple videos ago, and to be honest, I would not watch that video if I were you guys. That drawing is awful. So yeah, I exported it and then I went and cropped it real quick, and then I imported it into Blender. Looking at my awful concept art, this should be easy. I can easily just put a cylinder and make it have 8 vertices, and there's a head, and the body, legs, and arms are just squares. I can easily do that. It'll be quick. You know, actually, after spending a little bit of time modeling this in 3D, it kind of does look awful. Maybe if I just add a little bit more detail, maybe a little bit more, add a couple edge loops, make it a little bit more circular, maybe just go for a general low poly human instead of an upscaled Minecraft character. That should be cool. It'll be better practice anyway. Might as well do that. What the heck does a human head even look like? You'd think after 19 years, I'd know what a human head looks like and how to model one. Well, maybe not model one, but at least what one looks like. Like, what is wrong with me? How about we start with the body? Maybe I should add some legs. Humans have legs, right? What about arms? Arms would be pretty cool. I can't really have a person without any arms. At least, not all of them. We could have a couple people without arms. Not in this animation, though. You know, this is taking a while. Does it look like a person yet? I think the feet might be a little too big. Maybe if I pull the shoulders back a little bit and move the head back, it'll look better. Since I'm modeling for animation over here, I'm going to stick to quads pretty closely. Exactly closely. Literally only quads. Yeah, there we go. You can almost tell it's a person now. Okay, next order of business, modeling for compression. Time to give this guy a butt. In all honesty, reworking the edge flow to model for compression properly really isn't that difficult. I just don't have a lot of practice, but I'm getting the hang of it. Like with the butt, by creating more geometry where the butt sticks out when the character bends over, instead of folding inwards and staying flat, it'll behave like a real human and not compress into the body, so it won't look like a stick. It won't look like you're folding a piece of cardboard. And then two other areas of note are with the elbows and the knees. So with those, I'm just adding some rings. One issue area though was right in front of the character. By doing the butt the way I did the first time, I actually created a pentagon, which is not a quad. So it took me a good long time to fix that, and I ended up just removing some geometry from in the crotch and behind. So yeah, you'd think doing a low poly character would be easier than high poly, but turns out there's like a whole lot of things that you have to make compromises on in order to get the proper edge flow so that when you actually animate it, it looks good. Anyway, on to some rigging. So while I rig this up, I want to talk about the compromises that I had to make with the model and why it's actually changed so much from the initial concept art. So first of all, the concept art just looked plain stupid. Like, you guys don't have to tell me that. I know it looks stupid. So when I got to modeling, I was like, why on earth would I make it look like that when I can just make it look like a low poly human? Now this comes with a whole bunch of issues. While the initial concept art looks stupid, it would have fit a lot better with the world that I'm making, right? Now the world itself is a Minecraft world, but then we have all these props that I'm trying to sew into the world, and they're just like a little bit higher detail, and they're slightly more accurate to real life than the Minecraft world itself. And I think this character right here, the space character, is actually even closer to real life than most of the props. But since the characters themselves will always be much closer to the props than the world itself, it should hopefully all blend together properly if things work out. If not, we're gonna have a really weird animation, guys. Aside from the fact that the character initially looks stupid though, I had a lot less geometry right after that first model before I started changing it up to model for compression and all that. If I didn't change it like that, then when I animated it, the characters just wouldn't look very good. They wouldn't move naturally. If you ever seen like an animation where the characters just kind of fold and they kind of have like noodle arms, if you know what I mean, things like that, that's because they didn't model properly. So I had to increase the poly count a little bit to get a more realistic animation. So even if I had done the Minecraft character, in order to get it to deform properly, I would have had to use a whole lot of corrective shape keys in order for it to keep its volume and not look like it's shrinking and expanding like it would have if I had made the Minecraft character without doing that, or even this one without making changes to the actual geometry. But as it is, it should be a lot more simple to rig and animate this thing. It took me a few days to actually get the rigging done, and during that time I did a lot of thinking about the issue with how this character doesn't seem to actually match up with the background, which is a Minecraft blocky world that I've already partially made. So I really do like this character, and honestly I've never been happy with the idea that the background world would be all made of Minecraft. You guys haven't seen the scenes, but I was never able to actually get the right feel that I actually wanted from the scenes. I was always stuck with the limitations of Minecraft with the lighting. Maybe I could have fixed it in lighting and all that, but from the way it was looking, I wasn't super happy with it. So I'm thinking I'm actually going to go ahead and low poly model the entire world. So look forward to some tutorials on that. We're going to be doing trees, rocks, I don't know, anything else that goes into a world. We're going to be doing so much stuff. And with that, we're at the end of the video. I didn't have enough time to actually do a quick animation with the rig for you guys. So here's this render to show it in a pose that I did to test out the deformation of the character. Thank you guys for watching. Now go animate something awesome.